What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to try something new. So instead of doing a general react as I would previously, I think there's like 5% of you guys out there you don't really like react content. I'm going to try something new. Let me know down in the comment section if you enjoyed this or if you actually want the react style format back, because I think there is benefits to both what I'm about to do and to a general react, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize the contents of this video, the arguments that are presented, and then provide my counter arguments to the idea that is being essentially pushed via this video. Now, the video is titled, Why You Should Know 6 Languages. That essentially could be renamed, Why You Should Be a Hyperpolyglot. Because according to the International Association of Hyperpolyglots or whatever, to be a hyperpolyglot, to be deemed a hyperpolyglot, you must speak 6 or more languages. That is basically, if I retitled this video, Why You Should Be a Hyperpolyglot, that would be so much more clickbait, so much more ridiculous, but it's essentially the same thing, why you should know 6 languages. So before I even watched this video, the first thing I did was scroll down the comment section, and this comment made me laugh. People struggle to learn one language, the advice you get on YouTube. It's so true. Let's get into a summary of what is being stated here. Now, the benefit to me of doing a full react is you actually see his thoughts without me providing my lens to his thoughts, okay? Without me possibly misrepresenting them, but I'll just give you a summary. His thoughts are that around the world, there are multilingual societies, and by default, most societies are multilingual, okay? And humans in these multilingual societies often, and it can be considered the default in many of them, speak up to 6 languages to varying degrees, just due to the nature of the multilingual society in which they exist. And he references primarily India and Africa, okay? I'm guessing he doesn't refer to countries such as, I don't know, Europe, because I'm guessing 6 languages is not the default there for you guys. It's probably more like 2 to 3. But the argument goes basically that since these societies do exist in which there are a large number of people, and by default, they do speak a large number of languages, this seems to be what humans are capable of and actually naturally more inclined to be able to do. And therefore, since humans naturally are designed, essentially, to be able to speak many languages, and 6 being the number that's chosen here, then in order to fully actualize ourselves, fully to reach our potential, then we should be trying to attain 6 languages. Now, obviously, if this is directed at someone from a monolingual society such as Australia, or less so the US, I say less so because at least a large portion of the US speaks Spanish. In Australia, outside like the 2 major cities, Melbourne and Sydney, the number of people who speak other languages drastically just drops, okay? And you go to any like medium-sized city and it's basically non-existent. Like, we are monolingual societies. So if I was to take this as a given, I need to now go out and work my ass off to acquire 5 more languages, like if I was monolingual, okay, in order to fully actualize myself. And my thoughts as I'm watching this video and listening to what he's saying is that this seems like an appeal to nature and an attempt to basically justify the reasoning behind why you as an individual chose to learn, I don't know, 6 languages or more, okay? When I feel like we don't actually need to do this, why do we have to justify this based on some idea that because humans naturally speak up to 6 languages in multilingual societies, therefore that is the norm? And he goes further into this analogy, analogy? Oh god, I suck at English, okay? It doesn't matter. He goes further into this and he provides the example of a push bike. And he says, imagine you're a push bike and you have 6 levels of gears, but you only ever use 1 level of gears. You are truly not reaching your full potential. And in some ways, I guess that's true. But like realistically, if I'm a push bike, how many gears do I have? Who knows, okay? But let's just assume that 6 gears is, what I'm meant to have, okay? If that push bike is only ever used to travel from the house to the post box, yeah, you don't need those other gears. Sure, they may exist. Sure, you're not fulfilling the full potential of that push bike. But should I purposely be racking up 6 more gears just to get to the post box, which is like 10 meters outside my house, or maybe, 30 or 50 meters down the end of the road, just because the push bike is capable of that? Just because, like, for some person out there, they do need all those gears? No, it seems kind of stupid. Like, why are we trying to justify this based on some idea of nature that you should be going out and learning 6 languages? If you want to learn 6 languages, go do it. Great, go do it. And if you take this to its like extremes, it's actually a pretty silly argument because like humans have been designed, I guess you design's like a loose word, I guess. If you're a Christian, yeah, it's designed, okay, but like evolved, whatever it is, okay. Humans have naturally evolved, designed to run, I don't know, for like hours on end. We're long distance runners in order to outrun prey to exhaustion and then kill them. We have worked together as groups to kill large prey. Now, does that mean because I don't outrun the food at the supermarket, I am therefore not reaching my full potential? In some ways, yes. Should I therefore go do it? Just because historically that's how we evolved? No, there's no need. That's the whole point of technology, okay? The whole point of technology is to remove some of these limitations that consume the large amount of our time, energy, and resources. Now, if you want to go run a marathon, then sure, go ahead, do it. If you want to run a marathon and speak 6 languages, sure, go ahead. Hell, I want to be able to do that eventually. Personally, as an individual, I want to be able to do that. But I'm not going to like make a video where I'm like, you should be all running marathons. You should all be speaking 6 languages because no, there is no should here. Yes, historically, in some contexts, and even at present in some contexts, you may, if you grew up in that society, have that need. But the funny thing is, if you grew up in that society, you wouldn't be learning that stuff. You'd just be acquiring that from birth. Okay, you either start running from early on or you start speaking multiple languages from early on. It's not something you have to put any energy in. So if you're born into like an African society where you have to go hunt down prey by outrunning them to exhaustion and you have to speak 6 languages because the local villages around you all speak different languages, what should you be doing? Should you then be learning computers because someone somewhere said you should all be masters of technology? It's kind of a silly video overall when I was watching this. Like realistically, I'm probably on the same wavelength in my desires and interests in life. I want to learn multiple languages. I want to be able to, possibly run a marathon eventually. I want to be able to do all these things that improve me as an individual. Like I've spoken about, like literally that's the reason I do languages. But at no point would I say that's a should or a need for others. That is a personal goal of my own. Now, maybe this is just the nature of a clickbait video, but most of this video was actually stressing that fact. Like it was presenting various reasons for why we should be doing this. And I guess realistically, my summary here is that no, you don't need to do any of this. Like learning languages is not something we need to do in society anymore. As an individual, you may have a need. Family reasons, work reasons to learn a language. I can't think of a need where you need to learn 6 languages unless you're moving to one of those Indian villages or something like that, okay? But for most people, they don't have that need. It'd just be a waste of your time and resources. Because like, think about it, if you wanted to learn 6 languages, that is like, you're working hard, 2 decades of work right there. There's so, like, if you have any other desire in the world, 2 decades is a lot of time to spend on something you don't need to do. I'm the type of person who actually thinks that most education that we already do, where people say you should do, is actually a complete waste of time. Like there is so many things that schools teach us, that higher education teaches, that are an absolute waste of time, where people say you should do, and I actually completely disagree. I think what we should be doing as a society is finding out, one, what you're most likely going to need within that society and focusing heavy on that. And then also promoting the idea of if you want to do something that is outside of this, then go do it. So like if I was to make this video, I would be like, we should be promoting innovation in school. We should be promoting logical thinking in school. And we should be promoting chasing whatever it is you want in school. That's how I would think about it. Not you should know 6 languages or something like very specific like that. But it doesn't work for a clickbait video. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter. Anyway, the reason I said sometimes reacts can be better is because I could just literally react to his thoughts. You can hear his thoughts. Because maybe I'm misrepresenting them, okay, at the moment. Let me know down in the comment section what you think of this video. And I'll see you all in the next video. And if you're not there, well, I assume you're learning the 5 other languages you should be learning while running a marathon you should be running while doing what other stuff? Let me know down in the comment section. What other stuff should we all be doing if we're to use the natural world as an example? I'll see you all in the next video.